Hey everyone, my name is James and welcome back to Chippy Gaming. So, very quick Terraria news video today, and that's because it was announced late last night that in 2025, Palworld will be officially crossing over with Terraria. Last night on Twitter, they wrote, 2024 isn't finished yet for Palworld, and we have some exciting news about the next update coming very soon. But first, we want to tell you about something happening in 2025. Palworld Cross Terraria. More info coming soon. Now, the first thing I've got to address with this was a couple of tweets back in the summer. You may remember that during the summer, Red once again made me temporary CEO of Relogic. And the first thing I tweeted out was this crossover with Palworld. Now, if you're new to the channel, the whole temporary CEO thing, it's just a joke. It's like a bit that me and Red have just done for the past couple of years for no real reason, to be honest. And I want to mention that now because you might have thought that I actually had a hand in this, but no, I am as in the dark on this as you lot. Following this announcement, I think we all have two questions on our mind. Firstly, will this crossover go both ways? Will we see Palworld content in Terraria? And if so, what does that mean for 1.4.5? As of right now, we don't have an answer to either question. But as you know, I've been making Terraria videos for over 13 years, so I'm going to take an educated guess. Keep in mind, Relogic have not made a single comment about this crossover because they're likely saving it for the next state of the game. But here's what I think. I think the crossover will go both ways. Personally, I think Palworld will release their side of the update in early 2025, and then if Palworld content does make it to Terraria, I think that's going to be bundled in 1.4.5, and that will be released whenever the update is fully ready. Now, as for what the crossover may contain, I've yet to play Palworld. I know it's like Ark with creature collecting and guns, which does sound like my sort of game. Palworld, if you're listening and you want the advice of a Terraria professional, here is what I would add from Terraria to Palworld. As for weapons, I've picked the two most iconic Terraria guns, the Mini Shark and the Star Cannon. I think both of these would look good in 3D. And then if you add a few Terraria enemies as pals, these are the ones I think would fit the best. I've gone with the Snowflinks, a green slime, a corrupt bunny, and a bit of a weird one here. I'm going with Mr. Stabby. I don't think he gets enough love. Of course, if they add a Terraria boss, it's likely going to be the Eye of Cthulhu. We do see that in the promotional art. However, we've already seen an Eye of Cthulhu in 3D in Dungeon Defenders, so it would be cool to see a different Terraria boss. Now, as for what Palworld could bring to Terraria, as someone who hasn't played Palworld, we already know in 1.4.5, summoners are getting a lot of love with new whips and Mushroom Boy, but I think the game could always do with more summons, so I do hope they pick a couple of pals and they become summons. But if this crossover is a similar size to the Don't Starve one and even the Dead Cells one, which we haven't seen yet, but we know is already quite large, we could be looking at Palworld pets, summons, vanity outfits, maybe some music even. But I want to know from you lot, if you've played a lot of Palworld, what would you bring from Palworld to Terraria? If you haven't already, get subscribed because the second we get some more information, I'll be sure to let you know ASAP. But I'll say this, as somebody who's yet to play Palworld, I think the idea of this crossover is pretty exciting. I would love creature collecting in Terraria, so if we can get a little bit of that, I think it'd be really cool. Now, I did see a few people say, hey, why don't you just cross over with Pokemon instead? I'm gonna leave this here, and I think that sums it up pretty well, at least in my opinion. Right, see you all next one, everyone. Thanks for watching. Peace.